Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our FC26 career mode here with Burnley. We are back today after our complete bottle job at the end of the previous episode in the FA Cup, losing by 5 goals to 2 at home at Turf Moor to Championship Norwich to dump us out of the Cup. It would have been Ipswich away at Portman Road in the quarter-finals as well, so we have well and truly bottled it, but we've got to just get back on with it today, and we've got 7 of our remaining 9 Premier League games coming today, starting with Crystal Palace away at Selhurst Park. We've actually got quite a good record against them in the last sort of 3 or 4 games after having a pretty poor record at the beginning of the save. But yeah, much easier run of fixtures today where I'm targeting to wrap up Champions League or Europa League football. Kicking off away at Selhurst Park, come on you Clarets. Yeah, still can't really get over that loss in the FA Cup at the end of the previous episode, but as I said in the intro, we just got to dust ourselves off and go again. And it's a tough game here against Palace, but as I mentioned, we've actually had a pretty good record against them more recently as Amari, what a start, opens the scoring here, and I think at the very minimum Conference League football is going to be wrapped up for next season. Villa in 8th are way off the pace, and I think the likelihood is it is either going to be 4th, 5th or 6th for Burnley. I'd love to be in the Champions League, but I will take a Europa League spot as well, and Amari has set us on our way as we look to get off to the perfect start here at Selhurst. Stev wins the header and Beelan finds Jackson. Now it's Amari. Opening goal, his 9th of the season in the Premier League, and he's in for his 10th here. Amari Hutchinson, it's wonderful. It's a trademark Amari goal. Cutting in off that right-hand side with that wand of a left foot. He's been phenomenal. He's got 10 goals, and I think he's got something like 6 or 7 assists to go with it as well in the Premier League. What a signing he's proved to be from Nottingham Forest, and we look set to win in our first game of the episode here. Trouble here. Murphy into Watkins. Oh, gets half a yard. Ollie Watkins gets one back for Crystal Palace, and maybe I spoke too soon. Our defence has been pretty shoddy in recent weeks, especially that 5 we conceded in the previous game against Norwich. And Ollie Watkins gets Palace back into the game. Scott into Juve. I do feel like we can get in down the sides of this Palace back 3. There's Strand Larsen. He'd love a goal, and he gets it as well. Restores the 2-goal cushion. 17th of the season for Jorgen Strand Larsen. And he's looking like Chris Wood out there this campaign for Nottingham Forest last year in real life. He was fantastic, and so has Larsen been this year, as we do look set to return to winning ways. Yep, that's going to do it as well here at Selhurst Park. Another win against the Eagles for Burnley. And Amari Hutchinson was the star of the show with those 2 wonderful goals in the first half. Strand Larsen restored the 2-goal lead in the second period, and we were comfortable once we had that 2-goal cushion. We'll jump into our next game. It is Sunderland at home in another very winnable fixture as we look to keep ourselves in the top 4. Come on you Clarets. Oh, don't let Brobby go. Don't let Brobby go. Brian Brobby racing through. Pope does well. Timed his closeout brilliantly as Prass overruns it. Sunderland on the front foot again, this time not on the same wavelength. But we lost this fixture last year in the Premier League. I think it was 3-0 Sunderland beat us by, as we couldn't slide that through. And they might be rock bottom, but they're not down yet, and they fancy another win here today. Siddiqui, 5 to play until the break. Nice ball through the gap. Diarra looks for Brobby. What a ball. Brobby this time can't finish past Pope again. Second time the Englishman's denied him. And, well, Brian Brobby with the 2 best chances of the half, as Juve now brings the ball the other way. Hannibal, and flicked into the path of Jaden Philogene. Back to him from Strand Larsen. Angles tight. Philogene stings the palms of Aaron Ramsdale. who is the replacement for Robin Roofs, who would have been a player I'd be interested in signing with Sunderland potentially heading back down to the Championship. But he's jumped ship and headed to Seville, I think it is, in the save. And so far, Aaron Ramsdale has his clean sheet intact, and Brian Brobby has had the best 2 chances of the half. Still deadlocked at 0-0. In Mundell down this left-hand side, away from Amari and from Jackson as well. Fullback tries to get back at him, and Prass is in the right place to pick up the loose ball. Now it's Jaden. And Jaden does well, gets it back from Strand Larsen, and we could be in here. It's Jaden Philogene, picks out Alexander Prass, and he really should have found the back of the net there. Given him the nod today, and he nearly repaid me with a goal. Robbie out to Adingra. Robbie again, just under 10 minutes left to play. Sunderland looking to win this. Siddiqui, big save Pope, and Jupe will get there first to clear. But Sunderland have looked the better team out there today and are sensing all 3 points as Robbie finds Siddiqui, and again Pope is in the way. 5 to play. Sunderland pushing for a winner. Rudoni finds Amari. Sunderland looking for a winner, but so are we. Jackson. Rudoni. Nice move. Jack does well to hold on to it. There's Jackson. Florentino from the edge, pushed away by Aaron Ramsdale. Corner for Burnley. Can we win it late on? Amari's cross into a dangerous position. Juve threw himself at it. And I think that will be that, as there is the final whistle here at Turf Moor. Disappointing result for both sides, really. A point doesn't really do much for either of us. Sunderland will stay bottom, but for us, that could see Liverpool leapfrog us and Spurs close the gap. We got a big game up next as well as we travel to Molineux, another side sat just outside the relegation zone in Wolverhampton Wanderers. They're looking over their shoulders at West Ham and Brighton below them. And again, for us, these are the sort of games that we simply have to be winning. Come on, you Clarets. Yeah, this is another game here that, simply put, we have to be winning if we're to get into the Champions League for next season. We just about beat Wolves in the reverse fixture. Oh, it's brilliant from Jaden. Hannibal slides it wide of the upright. And we had to come from behind at Turf Moor to beat Wolves, so we know they can cause us some problems, but we should really be a goal up there. That's a golden chance. Yeah, we didn't play well enough in the previous game against Sunderland, so I'm expecting a reaction here as Jaden bursts onto the ball. Jaden's shot is cannoning about as he looks for just his second goal of the season. Not really been a great source of goals this campaign, but he still had a good first season in Claret and Blue as Juve slides it forward to Jaden again. Lovely skill. Jaden off the post, and he turns in his own rebound. Right on cue. He gets his second goal of the campaign. He's had plenty of assists, to be fair to him. That's been more his game than goal scoring. But his second of the campaign gives us the lead here at Molineux, and it's been coming in these opening 15 minutes as well. Little bit fortunate in the way it ricocheted back to him, but we'll take that all day long. Yeah, still we lead by just 1 here. We've been the better team today, but I'd like that second goal just to give us a bit of a cushion. And if we get it, I don't see Wolves getting back into the game as Amari finds Jackson against his former club, denied by Kinski, and it's turned in on the rebound. It's going to be an own goal off Agbadou. I'm not sure why Jackson's running off celebrating, but it was definitely an own goal. I don't think Strand Larsen's going to claim it. It's a strange one, but we will take that bit of fortune once again. Florentino, great challenge, snaps in. And Strand Larsen, I'm sure he'd love a goal against his former club. Lifts it for Marcus Edwards down this right-hand side. Jackson into Florentino, and now Juve to let fly. It's a rocket. Burnley have 3 on the road, and El Hadj Malik Juve gets, I think that is his second goal of the campaign. He and Jackson have been phenomenal at fullback this season, And this is a much better performance and a much better win for Burnley after that disappointing draw against the Black Cats. Yeah, that's much more like it from Burnley as we see out the clean sheet as well. 3 goals and 3 points on our travels. But for Wolves, they are nervously looking over their shoulders, just 2 points clear of Brighton inside the relegation zone at the moment. Before we jump into our next game, let's head back to the menu as we've got our final month's worth of scouting from Chile, Japan and Malta. Yeah, what we'll actually do before we get to those scouting updates is sim through to the Monday, see how Liverpool got on in their game. I think they were at home to West Ham, so you'd expect it will probably be a comfortable win for Liverpool, and it is. They remain just 2 points behind us with a game in hand, and they could still leapfrog us and head into the Champions League for next season. It's very, very tight, but we do now have a, 4, 5, 6, 7 point gap over Spurs with 6 games left to play. I think if anyone's going to catch us, it's going to be Arne Slot's side, but they've got a tough game up next against Manchester City. Right, let's take a look at these final scouting updates, and we'll see if anyone's going to make the academy in the final month. Yeah, anyone who's just been scouted for the first time this month is going to have to be pretty good to make the academy. I think I'm going to give a scholarship to Marcos Valencia, who we've been scouting for a while. Just 14 years of age, but he looks pretty decent. I think Rivas as well, 78 to 94. I might come back for Rivas. Oh, but this lad, Danny Tapia, looks pretty good as well. Again, just 14 years of age. So whether we're actually going to see him, I'm not so sure. But I will give him a scholarship, and I might come back for Rivas. Yeah, from Japan, I'm finally going to turn away the lad with this orangey pinky hair. I love it, but he's not quite got the potential. We're going to turn him away. Matsumoto as well. Nakayama may be okay, but it's quite a big potential range. So I think I'm going to be quite selective and turn him away as well. Yeah, from Malta as well. We've already got a few good young strikers, so I'm going to be quite selective. These 3 lads here all look like they could be pretty decent, but as I say, we've already got, I think, 1 good striker, Lombardi, who's out on loan, and a couple of good wingers. I'll give Denzel Callis a scholarship for now, but he might end up being turned away. As for Biancardi and Mifsud, both of those guys will go. And I think I'm going to go back and give Rivas a scholarship as we've got room in the academy. Yeah, I think for next year I'm going to have a season off scouting because the academy is almost full and we've got a whole host of players out on loan as well. Quite a few of these guys in the academy are 15 or 14, so it's going to be a while until we see them. But I like the look of the 2 Degura brothers. I quite like that they're both in the academy and play on opposite wings. We could potentially see them in the first team at some point in the future, but yeah, still got a long way to go. Quick little loan roundup as well. We've seen some good growth on some of our youngsters. Ben Ball and Damien Burke, the 2 highest rated. And yes, some great young talents that we've got out on loan. But we will jump into our next game. It is Leeds at home at Turf Moor as we return back home. Looking to keep Liverpool at bay as we try and finish in a Champions League spot and make it into prime time for next season. Come on, you Clarets. Yeah, I know we've got to just focus on our game and doing the task at hand, but Liverpool have got 2 massive fixtures coming up as they take on Manchester City here at the weekend and then Arsenal in midweek. So if they lose both of those games, we're going to be in a really strong position to qualify for the Champions League. As Amari gets that onto his left foot. Ball by Longstar. Great ball by Philogene into Scott. Amari making the run in field, so it opens up for Jackson. There's Amari again. Lovely. Amari across the box for Jadon Philogene, and it's 2-2 for the Englishman. Starting to find his feet in a Burnley shirt. 3rd of the season. Clarets in front again. Hope goes long to Jorgen. Good win. And now Hannibal with Jadon out wide left again. Jadon gets it back. Jaden from the angle. Good save by Perry. Florentino to Scott. And now Juve back to Esteve. That's not what I wanted to do. And Tommy Beelan's got some catching up to do and does brilliantly. Nonto on the rebound. Juve does well. Still not clear. Nonto into the middle and leads a level through Sean Longstaff. It was a terrible giveaway by, I think it was the skipper, Maxime Esteve. And I thought we might have escaped. But Longstaff punishes us. 1-1. Oh, ball. Ramazani in behind. Ramazani to Okafor. What a block by Tommy Beelan. Leeds on top at the moment as Okafor is replaced. But if anyone's looking more likely, you'd say it's the visitors here. As Ndika has it now on the edge. Ball into Kubasi. The central defenders linking up. Spaniard again. Dispossessed by Beelan. And I think that is going to do it here at Turf Moor. We've not been good enough today, especially since the equalising goal from Leeds. And we're going to have to settle for a point here at Turf Moor. We'll head back to the menu, see how Liverpool got on against City, and we'll also sim through their game against Arsenal in midweek as well. Guys, as we get back to the menus, we see that the regen manager that was in charge at City has been sacked with the team in second, and they could go top with a win in their next game. It's just crazy, man. The manager market is cool, but needs a little bit of work. Liverpool 2 points behind us, but with a game in hand. So I think that means they drew with Man City. Spurs are now 5 behind us and Chelsea 7 behind us. So I think the lowest we're going to finish is probably in 5th, unless we go on a really terrible run towards the end of the season. It is now just 1 win in our last 3 games, but you'll see there Tuesday the 18th, Liverpool taking on Arsenal at the Emirates, which is actually tonight. So I'm going to sim through. There's a few games on Wednesday as well, so I'll sim through to the Thursday night, and we'll take a look how Liverpool got on. As I could do with an Arsenal win, and it is an Arsenal win. Okay, well, we've still got that 2-point gap over Liverpool, but some tough games to come with Bournemouth up next and then Arsenal as well. I just want to check what the score was. Arsenal won it by 1-0, so keep themselves in the hunt for the title with 5 games left to play. For me, we're not going to win the title. It's too much of a big gap, but I'm just looking at Liverpool behind us and hoping we can keep them at bay. But we will jump into our next game. Bournemouth at home at Turf Moor as we return back to Lancashire. They absolutely destroyed us in the return fixture at the Vitality. Evan Nilsson got a hat-trick as we lost 3-0 to Andoni's side, and he will be hoping to complete the season sweep here whilst we need to get back to winning ways. Come on, you Claras. Yeah, probably a good time for Bournemouth to be facing us here because we've not been at our best in the last few weeks. Just 1 win in our last 3, although we are undefeated in that time as well. But draws aren't really what we need at the moment, as Sunderland go a goal up on Tottenham. Well, that is good news for us, but I don't think Tottenham are going to catch us. I'm not worried about Tottenham. It's only really Liverpool that I'm worried about, as that's beautiful football. Strand Larsen finds Amari Hutchinson, and Petrovic makes a fantastic stop to deny him. Kluivert to Evan Nilsson, and now Adams wearing the armband. Back to Evan Nilsson. Strike comes in, and Nick Pope gets something on it to turn it away. He was the difference maker at the Vitality earlier on in the campaign as Jackson makes a good block. Mittelstadt's cross is headed away by Juve. Still not fully away as Andre's shot is blocked, and the rebound turn in by the Brazilian Andre, and Bournemouth have the breakthrough. It's just been coming over the last 5 minutes or so, and Burnley are behind once again in the Premier League. Well, it's the away fans you can hear at the moment as Traore releases Adams. Beelan doesn't get there. Kluivert pegged back for Evan Nilsson. The Brazilians at it again. Bournemouth have 2 at Turf Moor and look set to complete the season sweep against us. Evan Nilsson has 12 for the season, and 4 of them have come against the Clarets. Oh man, I can't believe we're going to bottle it after being in the top 4 practically all season long. We're going to bottle it right at the death as Hannibal look to spin inside. That is going to be a corner for the Clarets. Still time to get something out of this, but even a point doesn't really do enough for us as Estev, somehow that has stayed out with his header crashing off the crossbar. Petrovic claims the loose ball, and we really needed that to go in. Evan Nilsson, Johnson, oh, Pope. Well, it's happened again for Burnley towards the end of the season. Brennan Johnson adds a third for Bournemouth. It's a carbon copy of the game down on the south coast at the Vitality. And Bournemouth with really 3 chances have scored 3 goals. But Nick Pope, I mean, he's a little bit unsighted if you're trying to give him a little bit of justification. But my goodness, that is a howler. You guys have been calling for me to bring in a new number 1. And I tell you what, next season, whether it's Champions League or Europa League, we're definitely going to be bringing in a new keeper. 3-0, empty the bench, it's game over. Well, we're put out of our misery here by the referee, and Bournemouth, we spoke in the previous episode and earlier on today about having teams number, and Bournemouth have ours at the moment. That is back-to-back wins this season for the Cherries, and Andoni just always finds a way against me. Again, I felt like it was a pretty even game, and 3-0 didn't really reflect the way the game was played. But that means it is now no win in 4 in the Premier League for Burnley, and in our next game we take on Arsenal, staying here at Turf Moor, where I need a big reaction from the boys with Liverpool closing in on us. Come on, you Clarets. Saka down this right hand side. Oh, gives it away. Scott away from Zubamendi, but it's a poor ball. I wanted it in behind Jonathan Tah. As Saka skips away from Juve, and danger here as the Englishman clips in the cross. Florentino's first to it, but Rice will pick up the loose ball. Martinelli, strong challenge, no foul, and Ekitike bends in the opener. It's a wonderful goal by the former Liverpool man, and the Frenchman gives Diego Simeone's side the lead. Jackson reads that well, gets it to Hannibal, back to Jackson down the right hand side. Still Jackson, angles tight, Jackson! What a strike for his 5th of the season. 22 minutes to play, Burnley back on level terms. Keane, straight from kickoff. Still Moise Keane, Saka. Arsenal back in front. Too much time and space, and they needed a goal, and they turned to their star boy Bukayo Saka. Just his 6th goal of the season, but we know how good this man is. Bukayo Saka gets Arsenal back in front, and it did not take them long. Hutchinson down the right hand side as Liverpool 2, Aston Villa 2 is a great game. Zeki! And it's 2-2 here as well. 15 minutes to play in both games. Zeki gets his 2nd league goal of the season, off the bench with an impact. And there's been 3 goals in the space of about 5 in-game minutes. Game on again. It's Endrick. No. Oh my goodness, off the crossbar. And Bash will clear, and Jaden only as far as Zubamendi. That was an outrageous effort, and now Ødegaard and Bash again first onto the scene. Arsenal pushing for the goal as they know that a point is not good enough for them today as they hunt down Manchester City and Newcastle in the race for the Premier League title. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see somebody win this as well. As Ekitike finds Ødegaard. Endrick ahead of him. Endrick in. Oh, it's a brilliant goal. And the Brazilian, in what is his first appearance for Arsenal. I'm not sure how. How is he, even if he joined in January, how has he not made an appearance yet? But what an appearance. And he's going to win it for the Gunners. Their title chances kept alive. And for us, Liverpool are knocking on the door. Well, I can't believe we've lost this. I've no idea how. It was another cracking game. It was quiet until the first goal went in with 20 to play. And like at the Emirates, that was an 8-goal thriller. This has been a 5-goal thriller. We won the reverse fixture, but Arsenal get their revenge here at Turf Moor. It is back-to-back defeats in the Premier League for what I believe is the first time this season. And this is not the sort of form we wanted heading into our final 3. We'll close out with one more where we need to get back to winning ways. It is West Ham away in the capital at the London Stadium, where we are desperate to sort our form out and return to winning ways. Come on, you Clarets. Yeah, I'm sure you guys would have seen heading into this game, but it was a double whammy with that late goal for Arsenal, as Liverpool also scoring late, which means they've gone above us in the league, as Jadon looked to bend one and Ortega did well. But yeah, they've now gone a point above us with a game in hand as well, and it's looking unlikely that we're going to finish in the top 4 now, as Florentino's strike is comfortably caught by Stefan Ortega, as Scott finds Florentino, and Hannibal runners ahead of him. Strand Larsen, he needs a goal. Jorgen Strand Larsen, brilliant finish, whips it into the far corner, and Burnley are back in front. It's been a really tricky run for us, but we've got to end the season with 3 wins in our final 3 to stand any chance of qualifying for the Champions League. Corner for the Clarets here. They've got some height in there. It's into Beto. It's a brilliant goal. It's just not going for us at the moment. Nothing is going our way. The Portuguese centre forward gets West Ham back level, and it's just so poor from the set piece. Corner again for the Hammers, headed away, and that's actually going to fall for Jadon. Now it's Hannibal. He's got Strand Larsen ahead of him, and Jadon back to Hannibal. Scott. And I do think I'm just trying to force things at the moment. Got to take my time. And Strand Larsen is going to bend in his, what's that, 18th? 19th of the season to get us back in front. A brace for the big man. And the Clarets lead again. Yeah, I think if I'm a bit more patient here with my passing, take a little bit more care, we can definitely play through this West Ham defence right on cue, exactly as we've done here. It's a lovely move, and Strand Larsen did not get hold of it, but Alex Scott will turn in the rebound. I maybe should have just played it across to Scott in the first place, or just finished it with Strand Larsen, but I'll take that all day long. It's cheap, it's a terrible goal, but when your luck is out, you need something like that. Oh, Florentino pinches it. That's terrible. He's got Strand Larsen with him. And it's 4. Brilliant finish into the top corner. Jorgen gets his hat-trick, but Mavropanos, that is terrible defending. And this is why West Ham are heading back to the Championship. Florentino into Alexander Prass. Edwards, lovely drop of the shoulder. Still Marcus Edwards, lovely skill. Edwards for 5. It's fantastic, and it's not just been a win today, it's a comprehensive win as well. 5 goals for a 5-star Burnley performance, and exactly the win we needed to put the pressure on Liverpool. Yeah, that is the perfect performance heading into 2 massive games to close out the season. 2 cup finals for Burnley. And I'm hoping that maybe, just maybe, Brentford might have done us a favour away at Anfield. We'll go and take a look at the league standings to close out the episode. Well, this is how the league is looking, guys. But before we actually close out the episode, Liverpool play on Wednesday the 10th. It's their game in hand as they host Chelsea at Anfield. So I'm hoping that my boys Chelsea can do us a favour. Even a point would be a decent result. And I think they've won it. I mean, they're now right up behind us as well. Oh my goodness. Let's not finish in 7th, boys. Let's not do that. Chelsea get the win. So we're now just a point behind Liverpool. Chelsea 3 behind us in 6th place, and Spurs are 4 behind us in 7th. It is so tight, man. Liverpool just need to win their final 2 to wrap up Champions League football. Man City leading the way for the title, as Arsenal look like they may now be out of the running, as Pep Guardiola at Newcastle looks to be the nearest contender. And down at the bottom, well, I think oh, they're not safe. I thought Manchester United might be safe, but they've gone on a poor run of form and have slipped back into the bottom 3. That really would be a story. And yeah, the female manager, I can't remember the name, is it Elena Rubio or something, has gone into Manchester United and has them sat in the relegation zone with 2 to play. And don't forget, we play them on the final day. That will come in the next episode, guys. There's going to be lots of drama, I'm sure, with our final 2 fixtures in the Premier League. Nottingham Forest at home, and then, as I mentioned, Manchester United away, as we look to try and sneak back into the top 4 to play Champions League football for next season. But that will do it for today, guys. I'll catch you in the next one very soon. Take care, and peace.